So here we get the timeline again feature. So it's pretty much like the Cisco ASA and the Pix window. Here I can search for events, but also I can search for a username. Here I'm just searching for a particular username, seeing what events have occurred with that username. And again, by clicking on the event, I can bring up the details window. Snort, love Snort, open source, really cool. The Snort window is similar to the Microsoft Windows, and you can configure the rules. We provide you a list of current rules, and it reads it just basically from a text file. And we update these rules, the rule text file each month. So when they release new rules, or if you add new rules yourself, you can add it to the text file. So one icon can represent multiple rules. Again, we have an audio alarm or a video clip. So if the icons are left blank, then it will actually go back to a GeoIP lookup and give the location of that event. So we can create our own icon in Snort, or alternatively, we can just leave it blank and it would look up the location of that. Very cool, very useful. And one of the things I really like about this is that I can have that multiple rule events. So I have a particular rule for VNC. So if anyone's using VNC on my network, it gives me that audible alarm, visual alarm. Again, tactically, I'm straight in there. Again, very neat feature. We still put the world map within the Snort window, so you can actually visualize the actual Snort rules going on. And we also give you the timeline as well. One of the things we're looking at on future development is augmented reality. I've got down Cisco IPS here for future development. That's actually going to be released in 2.1. We're pretty close to do that. And we're looking at a host of new visuals, especially for Cisco IPS. I'm going to mention augmented reality again because it's just way so cool, and we're looking at iPhone apps and maybe putting SOI into web-based. And we're looking at competitive business intelligence. And one of the things that I want to look at for competitive business intelligence is also for Cisco Call Manager. So I want to be able to take a Cisco Call Manager and put it through pretty much something similar that we've got now, maybe something like the Cisco or the Cisco ASA visualizations or the Cisco IPS visualizations. Very much into augmented reality. We're working on a video at present. I know I've promised the video to so many people, and we're trying to get that running. One of the things I found is by actually creating the demo, I actually create the whole thing. So it's kind of weird as soon as we get that up and running. But one of the things with augmented reality I want to do is be able to point a camera at a PC or a marker, and then have that marker feed in the sphere of influence and actually visually see around the PC all the details we need to be aware of. And if you look at what that visual up there is, we're talking about compliance. It just does a database dig and says, hey, is this machine compliant? If it is, fine, give it a smiley happy face. If not, give it an unhappy face. And the next thing we're going to be doing as well is just tying in the IPS and the ASA. So we're going to start looking for the DNA of an attack, and we're looking at the visualizations of DNA and how we can take the DNA visualizations and actually create a particular marker or a DNA fingerprint or some kind of specific DNA event for that particular type of attack. And so we're trying to get down to false positives, and again it's all about visualization, helping the analyst, giving them that tactical picture, something to be aware of. So we're visual by nature, and one of the things when I was creating SOI was I didn't want to let really some of the overpriced SIEM tools, some of these odd bar graph and the odd pie chart and a color table be my entire security visualization. I felt that there had to be something more, and I wanted to grow this company to a point where we can really start giving back and start pushing out with especially with augmented reality. I see that as a big future for security visualization. And I also didn't want security visualization just be left to the educational and universities, and that's by no means a slight on them, because they create some of the best stuff going at present. I mean, they really do, and it's free. I mean, you can't get any price on that. But I just someone needed to take up the mantle and just be able to see if we can take this further. But I just didn't want to make it overpriced, and I was really wanted to make this a tactical tool, something that can be used in the here and now that I can look at and see a complete picture of what is happening. So one of the things, I try to be as real time as possible. I mean, as my experience as a naval analyst, I had a strategic task, but I also had a tactical task. So I had a strategic task to my country, but I had a tactical task to my ship. And we do have that. We have that strategic role within an organization, with policy and guidance and those sort of things. We also have that tactical role to be able to respond to incidents. And really pretty much what we've got at present is something that's really designed post facto. If an incident occurs, then what we got to do is do this, and that's great. But more or not, we've got to find out whether that incident's occurring, and an IPS has been a great way of aiding us in all this. But really, we need to have this whole picture, this SIEM picture of what's going on in a tactical basis right now. And visually, there wasn't a great deal out there, and I really do hope that you try my product and you like my product, because there is some really cool visualizations out there. I've got it down here as $89. I mean, I don't think you can get a better product for $89 out there right now. I'm hoping to release 2.1 as $89. I may have to put the price of 2.1 up to $189. But for $189, I really don't see, in comparison to some of the stuff out there that's, thousands and thousands of dollars, how, that's way too expensive. But I'll try and keep it at $89. I'll do my best, but it's just, there's a lot of time consuming, there's a lot of work involved, and we're trying to get it to a larger audience. And I believe in my product, and I think this is very, very powerful in what it can do. I use it on a daily basis. My role, and even people that have used it and are using it at different organizations, I've even had guys buy it 2 or 3 times when they've moved to different organizations. So I appreciate that. I really do, and it tells me that they do really like it. So this, there are some great cool visuals out there. I mean, if you just go looking around, there are some fantastic visualizations, and I hope that this has been a little introduction into it, and I hope it's been an introduction to Sphere of Influence. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me through the website www.mentechcomputersinc.com, and I hope to see you soon or hear from you. Thanks very much, guys, and happy hunting.